A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant escalation of tensions between the United States and Venezuela, President Trump has ordered a partial blockade on oil tankers traveling to and from the South American nation. This decision follows Trump's accusation that the Venezuelan government, led by President Nicolas Maduro, has stolen oil, land, and other assets from the U.S. The president emphasized his determination to reclaim what he claims belongs to America, stating, "We want it back." The specifics of this blockade are still unfolding, but it is clear that it aims to cripple Venezuela's already struggling oil-dependent economy. The blockade comes at a time when the Trump administration has increased military presence in the Caribbean and has been actively targeting vessels allegedly involved in drug trafficking. In a post on his social media platform, Trump declared, "Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America." This statement reflects a shift in U.S. military strategy in the region, raising concerns about potential military confrontations. The Venezuelan government has condemned the blockade, labeling it an attempt to rob the riches that belong to our people. International reactions have varied, with some Latin American leaders advocating for restraint and dialogue. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has called for de-escalation, urging UN member states to work towards preserving regional stability. Meanwhile, within the U.S. Congress, some Republican lawmakers have expressed concerns about the transparency of the military operations being conducted against alleged drug boats. A recent defense policy package has been approved, which mandates the administration to disclose details of these operations, including unedited footage of attacks. This push for accountability highlights a growing divide within the Republican Party regarding foreign policy in Latin America. The military pressure on Venezuela has been championed by figures like Marco Rubio, who has been a vocal advocate for toppling authoritarian regimes in the region. While the White House claims that the military campaign aims to combat drug trafficking, data from the Drug Enforcement Administration suggests that Venezuela plays a relatively minor role in the narcotics trade, heading to the U.S. Trump's designation of Venezuela as a foreign terrorist organization marks a significant shift in how the U.S. perceives the Maduro regime. This classification is typically reserved for groups deemed hostile to American interests, raising questions about the implications for diplomatic relations. As the blockade is set to take effect, experts warn that it could exacerbate Venezuela's economic crisis, which has already been severely impacted by years of U.S. sanctions. The blockade is expected to limit the flow of oil, a critical revenue source for the Venezuelan government, potentially leading to dire humanitarian consequences. Analysts predict that the situation could worsen, with the risk of famine looming over the population. The blockade is expected to target tankers already sanctioned by U.S. authorities, but experts indicate that this could still have devastating effects on the economy. With only a fraction of the tankers transporting Venezuelan oil being exempt from sanctions, the country's economic future hangs in the balance. The growing military presence and the blockade have prompted leaders from Brazil and Mexico to call for a peaceful resolution to the crisis. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has urged Trump to consider dialogue instead of confrontation, emphasizing that the power of the word can outweigh the power of the gun. Meanwhile, Chile's president-elect, José Antonio Cast, has openly supported a change in government in Venezuela, arguing that it is necessary to address the migration crisis affecting the region. As the situation develops, the international community watches closely, aware that the stakes are high not only for Venezuela, but for regional stability as well. The potential for increased military action by the U.S. could lead to further unrest in a country already on the brink of collapse. The Trump administration strategy appears to be one of maximum pressure, but the long-term consequences of such a blockade remain uncertain. With tensions escalating, the possibility of a diplomatic solution seems increasingly remote, leaving the people of Venezuela to bear the brunt of the unfolding crisis. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.